Hi everyone, welcome to NFT.NYC. Is everyone having a great NFT.NYC so far? All right. Okay, so I'm Lance King, and normally I should be doing this presentation with Jonat Vax. Jonat is a Barcelona-based artist, and of course, the US is closed completely to European travel right now until the 8th. So she's like major FOMO right now. So anyway. This presentation is meant to be a collaboration between us, but hopefully I'll be able to fulfill both roles. So I'm sure you've seen some amazing stuff so far and heard some really mind-blowing ideas. I'm going to try to keep that going, but first I want to just reset the energy a little bit. Just want you to close your eyes just for like 10 seconds and just see the inside of your eyelids and try to see the patterns of light on the insides of your eyelids. All right, just breathe deeply, 3 deep breaths, and then we'll be here together. Okay? All right. Great. So open your eyes. You've just taken the first step to what we call the zero. Okay? So I'm an artist. Before that, I worked for a long time in the digital world. I studied cognitive science, AI, all that sort of stuff. But in the last 7 years, I've sort of been more in the traditional art world until, in fact, my digital life caught up with me in the form of NFTs, right? So in the art world, I think you guys have heard, a lot of people are saying, well, NFTs, they're kind of really about tech and money, and there's no real soul there. And I take exception to that. I don't really like that, right? So, let's go back a bit about the origins of art, right? The origins of art. Basically, the first artist was the shaman. The shaman was the artist. He was a bit of a magician, the wise man, the spiritual man, all in one person. Using a trance state, by inducing a trance state, using sometimes psychedelics, maybe they discovered mushrooms. Actually, scientists have discovered that there was quite a bit of use of psychedelics even from the very beginning of humanity. They entered these trance states and basically transcended to other planes of existence, if you will. And then when they came back, they brought these memories, and what we see on the cave walls are actually not just drawings of everyday life. What we're seeing is really their experience when they're in these trance states. So art really was very important in expanding the human mind and the human consciousness, and ultimately it helped us to evolve and advance civilization. And I think it still does. It's still very, very important, right? So perhaps today, our digital artist, our techno artist, will be kind of the digital shaman of our time, if you will, and enter this new dimensional plane that we're calling the Metaverse, which is a sort of interdimensional plane, if you will. So my project, Zero, began essentially as a collaboration between 2 artists. It began as a work of art about art, technology, and for lack of a better word, let's say spirituality. I prefer the word transcendence because spirituality sometimes has a religious connotation. And then it grew into something extraordinary, which we call Zero. Zero's goal is to offer the most transcendent experiences in the metaverse. What does that mean? So over the coming days, I know you guys are going to see some very stimulating stuff, some incredible NFT projects, metaverse projects, and all of that. Zero wants to be something completely different. We want to offer something new, okay? So we're going to use current and some emerging technologies, AR, VR, NFTs, avatars, all of that, to offer a sort of pervasive and ubiquitous experience that will open new dimensions and raise your consciousness. So we're really going into the idea of soul in the metaverse. How do we bring the idea of soul into the metaverse, right? Avatars, they represent us, as the previous speaker just said, but how do we project our energy into that space? So Zero is really about transcendence, but we're not sort of woo-woo. What we're really trying to do is we want to do something that's more interesting now. So we're going to gamify it, which sounds crazy, gamifying spirituality or gamifying transcendence, but we're going to try to do that. We're going to try to create something that's unlike any other game in the space. We call it zeroing, right? So when you're zeroing, what we're doing starting in 2022, we hope you'll all be zeroing. We're building a team with experts in cognitive science, which is also my background, neuroscience, psychedelics, actually inducing transcendent states using VR and things like that, and even the science of consciousness, which is something that we're working on more and more, trying to understand the nature of consciousness, where does it come from. So we're also going to collaborate with some very interesting companies in biosensory devices. In my art practice, I actually use wearables, right? I use biosensory devices. I use brain-computer headsets to interface with the computer to create generative art. So we'll be actually offering these as a sort of product, as a product collaboration, to create new forms of interactivity. So it's not just going to be interacting, whether it's using a wand or using, some sort of, typical interface. Here you'll be using something that's more like a brain-computer headset. That will allow you to be one with the zero, we hope. Okay. So, what we're doing right now, we're sharing this project with you, and in the next days and weeks, we'll be introducing 8,888 NFTs. It's not a random number. The 8 really means something very important in spirituality. And basically, these NFTs will be keys to zero portals. And the portals will give you access to what is essentially a virtual shaman's cave in the metaverse. The sale and trading of these NFTs will actually allow us to develop and fund the ongoing development of Zero. The NFTs are very special works of art. I don't know if you've seen my artwork. I've been around for a while, but I'm sorry? The volume? Oh, I can come closer. I thought I was too loud. So yeah, these NFTs are very special works of art. They're conceptual works, and they're also very aesthetic. Okay, there will also be generative artworks, and they'll be a little bit different because we're offering some surprising innovations, such as interactivity, and they're animated and they're interactive. So they're not just conceptual, but they're going to be very beautiful, but they will also have utility. I think utility tokens very, very important now, that these things actually do something, right? So, and the different forms of NFTs will also offer different types of utility, different powers, if you will, and therein lies the rarity. For now, I can only show you this. And I can just say that everyone loves ice cream, even if it's a black ice cream. Just remember this, because you'll be seeing it a lot in the next few weeks. So, for the people who love to talk about the tech, Zero is bringing some very innovative tech to assure particularly the permanence and accessibility of your NFTs. We're working with Arweave to assure that NFTs are verifiable, trustless, and decentralized. You'll be able to connect with your own MetaMask to our site, which is thezero.io, and you'll have your unique NFTs. And we're also using our own smart contracts. The NFTs will be stored with metadata on-chain and tradable on OpenSea. So no matter what happens to MetaMask or OpenSea even, or Zero in the future, your NFTs will be permanent. We've put together a really nice team. We've got, starting with my partner, Yonat, who came up with this idea with me. I've been very privileged to work with her. She's an exceptional fine artist with a background in psychology and also in the psychology of altered states of consciousness. I myself have a background, as I mentioned, in cognitive science and years of experience in the digital world. I'm known perhaps as the artist with the implanted microchip. This work was actually curated for sale at Christie's last spring, and I've actually connected myself to the blockchain. I've registered my artist self on the blockchain. And then we partnered with two amazing people in Barcelona who are doing a lot of the tech and operational stuff for us, including Alex Puig, who's been around for a long time. He's a crypto OG going back to 2011, and his partner, Alexandre Cavero, who's an incredible entrepreneur who's launched 30 companies and is a true venture builder. Later on, the project will be governed by a DAO, so the zeroists, as we're calling you guys who participate, will actually participate in the development of the project. There'll be many opportunities to build and develop for our platform, for our space. It's not just something that we're controlling. Little by little, it will become more and more decentralized. And so everyone being very well rewarded. So on the site, thezero.io, you'll see the first phases of the roadmap, and then we'll announce additional phases over the next few weeks and months. We're being deliberately, mysterious to kind of maintain to maximize the experience when this actually gets released and is available to everyone. So one thing is sure is that zero, for us, we say it's infinity, but it's also infinite money because it allows everyone to profit from this experience and to maximize value from this experience. So basically, we're offering innovative utility NFTs, access to an incredible shaman's cave with unique experiences that we hope will expand consciousness. Zero for us is truly transcendence, tokenized. Be one with the zero. Thank you.